because they still have their 3 blockers. So, no need to cast my Frostbite yet. If they somehow find a way out of this, then I'll probably have to cast it, but we'll see. There we go. And we're done. Hey everybody, what's up? My name's Kyle. Thank you for stopping by to check out my video on Arena Hacks. Happy Canada Day to all of my Canadian viewers out there. It is July 1st, so happy Canada Day to everybody. If you're new to my channel and you're not sure what I do pretty much all kinds of stuff. Budget decks, just fun decks like this one, jank, a little bit of competitive here and there, not too much. But yeah, if at any point you like what you see here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. It's very important. So that being said, also hit that like button too. That's also very important. That being said though, let's get on to the deck for today, which is just a red-white deck to go with kind of Canadian colors because it is Canada Day today. Not when I'm doing this recording. I actually have a very busy weekend planned and I'm not even going to be home all that much. So I'm doing these in advance and have them scheduled for the weekend. So both this video and the July 4th video as well that I will be doing. So, but yeah, because I'm going to be busy all weekend. But anyways, back to this deck. This is kind of a Magecraft deck where I mixed a whole bunch of red in. It's pretty janky. I just, like, you could add Showdown of the Skulls maybe to kind of just bring it up that notch a bit. Other than that, yeah, we just got the standard, the mono white, what do you call it? Magecraft package here with Leonin Lightscribe, Clarion Spirit, Clever Lumimancer, Defiant Strike, and Guiding Voice. Those are all pretty much the must-have cards in the Magecraft package. So what I did to mix it with red is I gave Crash Through for more card draw. That Trample can be really critical as well. We've got Frostbite here for some extra burn damage. It gets increased when you have Snowlands. That's why we have Snowlands in this one. Infuriate, because we just want to send that damage. And Sender, boys, send that damage in. We just want to get it in there. It triggers Magecraft. It is brutal. With this spell, we can get sometimes 7 damage in on our second turn. Second turn, it gets nuts sometimes. Well, 7 damage is Infuriate and Defiant Strike on a Lumimancer in your second turn. That's insane. 7 damage, second turn. Here you go, opponent. Also in the red category, we have Fireblade Charger. This is one of the questionable guys. If you really wanted to make the deck better, you'd substitute him for, I'm really not sure what. I wanted to keep everything as low curve as possible. So that's what this is, all 1 mana. All the spells, all the creatures, just 1 mana, except for these ones over here. Where was I though? Fireblade Charger, when he dies, he does that extra damage. So if we can get a counter on him from Guiding Voice, or if we can pump him up until end of turn with Leonin Lightscribe, stuff like that. Even Infuriate, if he dies while he's got his power pumped up like that, that's a lot of extra damage he can potentially deal when he dies. And sometimes we actually make very good use of that. So it's hard to argue what would be better in place of Fireblade Charger. And I really wanted to get more 1-drops on my first turn. This is a very low mana deck. So it's like you want to be playing creatures as soon as you can, and there's not a whole lot of creatures in this deck either. So it's clear on these guys all mentioned. Here's the adventure creature in this deck, because with Magecraft I like to try to work at least 1 creature, adventure creature in there, because you get that Magecraft trigger with the spell, and then you got a creature you can play afterwards, which has inherent value alone, just that alone. Right, but that Boulder Rush is really awesome, sending in an extra 2 damage on top of the Magecraft triggers. Can't go wrong. Rimrock Knight after that is just a fun guy to get out there, attack in, because you can't block with them. So you start attacking in with them, and maybe you get more triggers from Leonin Lightscribe, or you throw an Infuriate on him to give him 6 power until end of turn and 3 toughness. Just insane. So that's what the deck is about. As you can see, just damage, damage, damage. Here's the land. We got 6 of each snow land, plus 4 pathways, and 2 Fabled Passages to tutor up those lands. I missed Spikefield Hazard here. This deck is a slight variation from the original version of this deck that I did, where it had, well, the original actually had, I think, a full 20 lands. And what I found was I was getting flooded way too often, but I was like, I like the way the early game is, though. Like, I'm getting the mana I need early game, but then the problem is I always flood out later. So I'm like, well, why don't I try to convert a few of these lands into some modal double faces? That way I have the spells to cast, but I have the lands if I need them. The whole thing behind modal double face. So I switched 4 mountains for 4 Spikefield Hazards. And then I noticed it was like kind of both. I was both not getting enough mana and getting flooded out at the same time. How does that, like, in the gameplay, you'll hear me mention it a few times. I don't really show any of the really bad games that I hit with this deck, but it's insane. Like 3, 4, 5 games in a row even. There's straight streaks of, like, where I just be like, you know, you're not getting enough lands in the beginning of the game, or they're all tapped, even though it's just Fabled Passages, and they're only sometimes tapped, right? But yet I'm getting like the Spikefield Hazards and nothing but Spikefield Hazards and Fabled Passages in my opening hand, like 3 games in a row or something like that. I struggle with mana in the early game. Then I don't draw any more lands, so I'm playing all my initial lands tapped. Then I'm not getting any more. And then finally, when my deck, I'm doing what I can with what little mana. It's so low curve. You don't need a lot of mana to do some things. But it's really hard because I'm not able to cast 2 spells in a turn. And then finally I start getting more mana and I just get nothing but mana. Just land after land. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And it was like game after game of this. I'm like, well, no, like, what the heck? So I cut it in half. I split the difference. I'm like, let's go 2 Spikefield Hazards and we'll add 2 mountains back. And that, you know, somewhat fixed the problem. Not as much as it should have statistic-wise with the numbers. When you run the numbers, and it just doesn't make sense. But, you know, whatever. I digress. So over to the sideboard, because we do have the guiding voice in there. We have academic probation to help stop those blockers. Environmental sciences, which we rely on way too heavily in this deck. It's insane. Like I said, just game after game where I'm using these to get my initial lands out. Once I use these and get lands, then all of a sudden I just start drawing nothing but lands, and I lose the game because of flooding. Like, oh my god, Arena, shuffle the deck, please. So then this is just a contingency, you know, 1 damage to any target, I don't know, destroy target artifact. We don't have that much learn in here, so we really don't even need the full 7. This is just really, if we really need to destroy an artifact, it's there, and we don't give them a 3/2 red and white spirit token, which this can also kill an artifact, but it does give our opponent that thing instead. One of these could be switched with a spirit summoning instead of inkling summoning, simply just because of the mana cost. This is we're treating this as mono white, whereas the spirit summoning, each one is either a white or a red, so it's right in our color combination. So getting that double white can be tricky sometimes, and it just makes this more inconvenient to cast. So having one of these inkling summonings and one of these spirit summonings, maybe even drop an Enviro Science or drop a Start from Scratch and add that spirit summoning, just so you can still get that extra creature even if you don't have the 2 white available. Doesn't matter what mana we have for that spirit summoning, we have the colors to cast it all the time. So that's my thoughts on the sideboard, also showing you the sideboard. The gameplay is okay. This deck, yeah, it's okay. It started off really good and I didn't have the camera recording. As soon as I turned the camera on, everything just went right from there. So let's just get to the gameplay and I'll show you some of the games where this deck was working out real well and doing what it was supposed to do. Alright, here we go. Ugh. That's the other reason I wanted Fireblade in this deck, is I'm like, I need another 1-drop creature so I get them more often on my first turn. I feel like out of the 8 1-drops, it's like a 50% chance whether I can actually get one out in the first turn. And when I do get them, I never have the untapped mana for them. Well, yeah, I gotta keep it. It's just too good. I mean, it's not too good, it's just too risky to pass up and get something 10 times worse. I guess I'll get red with that. I've got so much more red in here. Yeah, we'll get red with this. Red? Yeah, well, yeah, I should get red. Having double red to cast 2 red a turn. Yeah, red made a lot of sense there. Lightscribe first, or Clarion Spirit. This looks like... trying to decide what kind of deck. Could be an angel deck, could be a white aggro deck. Do they have removal? Do they not? Which one do I want to get removed more? Let's try going Lightscribe first, see. If he doesn't make it around, we can maybe start filling the skies. Okay, so we don't really... We still get his Magecraft triggers. Yeah, you know, it's not that bad. Let's just double spell creatures this turn. Or do we try to hold up Clarion for blocking? No, let's try to get a Clarion activated. So let's double spell creatures. We get a token. Let's go wide. So you got one chip around our Lightscribe because you put a pacifism on him. We got 3 creatures now to block your speaker. Oh, you punk. What a punk. Well, that speaker's got to go, so he's got a Spikefield Hazard written all over him. We got instant speed stuff here, triggers from Lightscribe. Frickin' sender, boys. Frickin' sender. Yeah, you do that. So it gets a +1/+1 from Lightscribe, so it'll be a 3/3, so we definitely need Infuriate on him. Do we want to do something else? I can't use red because I need Spikefield Hazard to kill that speaker. Maybe. Well, their health total's not high enough right now. I probably should have used something. I still want to double spell this turn, so we'll just hardcast a Rimrock. Just, yeah, because I needed a double spell to get that, that token. Alright, no attacks. Sweet deal. That is sweet. Couple burn spells. We can only cast 2 of these per turn in a turn. We have Infuriate to protect anybody who blocks our important stuff. I say, same as always. Frickin' sender, boys. Frickin' sender. Send her in. Let's do it. Opponent's like, oh no. What instant speed BS is this guy going to pull out? Oh, I got all the good stuff. So we want to Infuriate that guy, or... It'll be at +2/+2, which can take... Or +1/+1, which will be a 2/2, which can take the Righteous Valkyrie down on his own. Let's get damage around by going like this. And then... we'll hit their speaker, so if they do manage to gain more life. Oh, it didn't even trade this time. Yeah, because we got that extra trigger and Fireblade didn't die. I was supposed to trade with the right... Oh, they're gone anyways. They're 5 health, so can't blame them. So it was an angel deck. I was a little confused with that at first. Like mono white aggro or what we got going on here. So we got a life gain angel deck. We smacked them around pretty good, I think. Okay there, eh? Ooh. Well, yeah, let's do it. Oh, we go first. Good stuff. I guess, even though we don't have a first turn play. And we can't even trigger Clarion when we play it. Ooh. Ooh. Let's hardcast a Rimrock Knight. If I rush Clarion out, I think they're going to zap it with like a shock or something. As soon as I saw that red, I'm like, okay, so they didn't have anything. It does have black, but they do have removal in black too, right? Well, black's got lots of little spot removal that they would love to sink into a Clarion Spirit. There we go. Like I said, and we can play this as red if we need to, so let's throw this on white. I really want to get a double spell, so we're just going to do this, even though we can't attack, just to get that trigger. Right? Just to get that token out before we pass turn. We have to do it before we pass turn. It has to be 2 spells in our turn. So, yeah. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, so we draw an extra card at their upkeep. This guy puts a freaking tempo on the game. Holy jeez. I don't hate him though. So we can Infuriate our Clarion Spirit if they block, so let's just get in there. Frickin' sender, boys. Do we want to do anything else? We can cast a Spikefield and make that thing get exiled. Or we can do more damage with Rimrock. No, let's just do that. And then we'll cast this Rimrock as our second spell to get another token. Good stuff. And now we got more damage on the board. Alright. Another Clarion Spirit. That is very sweet. Delicious. Let's get some damage in there. Oh my god, and some spirits. That was kind of fun. Oh, we can't cast it because we have no red left. Ooh, I'm going to hold on to it. Just because next turn, that's casting it could really come in handy. So what are we... Is that everybody? Do we have all even or something? Yeah, we do have all even. Wow. So we'll play this down. And here's where we lose, because they just cast another board wipe and another one and more spot removal, and it's just never ending. And we can't go wide enough to do anything fast enough. Oh! Surprise, surprise. Who here saw that coming, right? All you gotta do is draw the cards you need off the top. And even then it's not good enough because your opponent just wrecks everything you play anyway. This is why, it's cards like this is why an artisan queue need a permanent artisan queue. Like, I would love to just not play a game where you just don't have to worry about board wipes. If you're doing awesome stuff, you get to do your awesome stuff, and your opponent can't just take it all away in one foul swoop. And now we're bricking. Alright, bye. That's the weakness of this deck, is heavy removal. Bricking, like... But that's what I mean about this deck, too. My luck is insanely terrible with this deck. Like, come on. Like, I mean, that last game was pretty good, I guess, but, like, what is this? Like, just bricking at the worst possible moment? At least in that last game, we started out strong. Things were going pretty well until that board wipe literally took everything. I didn't realize everything was even converted mana cost. Okay, so here we go, eh? Let's get her done. I don't know if this is going to do it. Oh, maybe. No, we got a first turn, second turn. Yeah. These two go together, first two turns. Got the mana to do it. Another one of those, that's not bad. And red mana from our opponent, which means shock. No? Okay, no shock. Here it comes now, right? Something. Ooh. That's also not very nice, though, because it'll kill most of what... it'll do 2 damage when it dies. Spikefield Hazard can take care of it. Dies, because it'll get exiled instead of dying. I'm so evil. Wahaha. Take your exile. Waha. Bam! Man, that's always something always to remember. This thing exile. It's not a bad little. It's 1 damage, which I always thought is really weak and just not good enough. But yeah, it's really not that bad. It'd be really not that bad if I had a land. Another freaking land. I would have preferred a land over this so I could double spell and get a freaking token. Freaking. There's another land. 1 turn later than I would have preferred it. Let's go this way. And then guiding... Yeah, let's go Guiding Voice into Envirosciences. Which makes our opponent scoop. See, that was like... It's weird. It's like when this deck is working, it's almost... kind of unstoppable unless opponent has all removal. But yeah, that's what it is, removal. As long as you can dodge removal somehow with this deck, you're laughing. Also, if you have better luck though, like some of those games, it's just like, why am I not drawing more creatures? I know I've went through some, like that huge battlefield was mostly tokens, right? There was only like 3 or 4 creatures and a whole bunch of tokens. Anyways, yeah, well, let's carry on. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. It's one of the better hands I've seen in a while. Let's play this on white. Let's see if I can actually get some good games while the camera's running. Like, it's insane. It's insane as soon as the camera goes on. Shut the camera off. Maybe I just need to, I don't know. And then the game goes super well, so I turn the camera back on and the games go back to crap again. Like, come on. Like, man, I had such a good run. Like, oh my god, with this deck. Okay, let's see what we can get now. I like that there are eventually more creatures coming, but I do also like to use the Boulder Rush before I play them. Yeah, alright, well, we can Defiant Strike for card draw. So before we play the passage, we might get a land. Let's just go to combat. All our stuff is instant speed, so let them choose blockers. No blockers, so let's get damage in there. Actually, not this right now. Let's go card draw first. Interesting. And then let's go this for lots of extra damage. 7 damage, third turn, not shabby. What do I want to crack that on? Should probably do red. Yeah, let's do red. It's kind of nice when you don't need the mana right away. You just pass your turn, decide what you want while they're doing stuff. We're gonna have to eventually get rid of that Magda, but we have a Frostbite. It's Magda written all over it. Alright, they have Rimrock too. It doesn't quite enhance their creature as much as it did ours, though. Woo-wee! Instant, yes. Boulder Rush is instant. Okie dokie. So what are we getting with this again? Red? I think red is kind of what we need. Depends on what we draw. Watch I crack it for red, and then I draw a card. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I cracked it for white. Let's just crack this for red right now, so it stops holding priority for us. Now they have that big boy out there, which is not good. Three plus 2, 3, 4, 5. Dang it! Alright, we can do it. Let's just attack in. Leonin Lightscribe, all by himself. Taking on Lovestruck. I have to Infuriate, don't I? Yeah, I'd love to Frostbite Magda, but... Oh, and then there's that. Okay, well, let's Frostbite Magda then. And that works. There we go. I thought Leonin Lightscribe was going to die there, but I'm like, I did the math. I did the math. It was like, I should have been able to give him enough toughness to survive. So their Rimrock hits now. And they're working towards another Lovestruck. It'd be really nice to hit that. It'd be really nice to get one more land. Oh my god. I'm telling you, this deck, like, the lands especially, are just constantly rigged in this damn thing. Alright, well we got... Oh man, I really want to get Clarion Spirit down and then start double casting stuff. Let's do that. Let's go this. Attack with Lumimancer. Well, they can't block with Rimrock. They do have 1 red mana untapped. So it's a little too risky to attack in with Lightscribe. Let's just go Lumimancer and see what they do. So I say we go Rimrock the Boulder Rush here, because we don't need a lot of toughness and a lot of boosts. Infuriate will give a big boost to Lumimancer. We don't need that big of a boost for a 1/1. So let's just do that. Start building up some flying stuff here. And come on, at least 1 more land. Or Guiding Voice so I can learn. And get Environmental Sciences, and then I could do that all in 1 turn too. Guiding Voice for 1 white, Enviro Sciences for 2 red. I can either get another red or another white. I'd like to get another white to have two of each, but with an Infuriate in my hand, that extra red would probably be more what I go for. Here comes Lovestruck. Keep getting that card draw. I could use... use some more burn spells in place of maybe Infuriate or something. It'd be really nice to clean these guys up. So well, let's do all of that. Get that red. Let's go huge attack. And then hold up Infuriate for... Yeah, let's just do it. Sender boys. Frickin' Sender boys. Rimrock can't block. There's a chump block. Who are you going to try to kill with Lovestruck? Frickin' Sender boys. I'd love to say something other than frickin', but I'd rather not on YouTube. Most people try to watch their language on YouTube, so I figure I might as well do the same. So if we cast this, we get a trigger from Leonin, which will give us a 5/5, so they'll trade. We have to target it with Infuriate in order for Clarion to survive. Oh, it's not quite lethal either, but dang close. Dang close. And our flying, you know what? Our flying has it. And if we can just get a spell, Leonin Lightscribe will pump up our flying, so... And even just 1 trigger from Leonin, which will also trigger Lumimancer, we can just attack all out with our ground, and they don't have enough blockers. Rimrock can't block. I think our opponent might be forgetting that. See that little shield with the slash through it? Can't block. So they really only have one chump blocker minus what they play here. Okay, so that's a big hit. We still have lethal in the air, even without Leonin. Chariot. Anything else? I don't think that'll do it. Testing to see if I'll block. 18 health. Now we're down to 15. I didn't realize. Alright. Still frustrating with the lands a little bit, as I remember. I feel like I was really crying for a land there. Here's another thing I was aching for. So I could take out their card draw. I think that's game unless they have something... They do have a lot of land blockers with this though, and by taking out Lightscribe. What they didn't, I don't know if they didn't realize or something, it's like, yeah, our flying is all that we needed. So if the Stomp from Bone Crusher targeted our 2/2 flyer and we only had the 1/1, we still had Lightscribe, and they played their Chariot, yeah, they could block everything we have on Grand. They'd be taking 1 damage in the air, and that's it. Because they still have their 3 blockers. So No need to cast my Frostbite yet. If they somehow find a way out of this, then I'll probably have to cast it, but we'll see. There we go. And we're done. Alright, let's try again. This looks like a little better of a start. Fireblade Charger is not a good start card, but I don't know what other 1-drop to put in his place. And we get to go first this turn, and we finally get untapped lands, but we don't have a 1-drop creature. Oh, I get to play, finally. Why is my throat so scratchy, for fuck's sake? Fuck off. I take a fucking drink to clear my throat, and then I choke on the fucking water that I'm drinking. Jesus fuck! Oh, Jesus. That's my luck. Oh, I guess that's a bad omen. Ooh, that was a bad one, too. Oh, Jesus. Scratchy throat, so I take a drink and then choke on the damn water. Like, the story of my freaking life. Like, jeez. Let's just attack in with Clarion. They probably won't block. Probably figure I got something, which I do. We're going to miss on the +1/+1 counter on Clarion, because we're going to have to do it to double spell. Let's put our counter on Clarion. They're really, really taking their time. Oh my god, I'm still having trouble breathing from choking on the water there. Oh god, like this, like my breathing is irregular now. I can't breathe properly because I just choked on a little sip of water. Like, Jesus. This is my luck. Wow. Do we do the other Infuriate and get damage? Still have a blocker? Yeah, let's do it. No, let's do it after. Let's just do 5 damage. Guiding Voice. We definitely don't need lands. Let's get more flyers. Let's go for flyers. Oh no, I should have got the other thing. Dang it. We do have an Infuriate, so if they attack in with certain things, we can Infuriate, and good combat trick. I kind of want to take another drink of water, because I'm just like, oh, I'm, you know, clearing my throat. But the water is what caused this. Do your thing. It's going to hold up everything because I have this Infuriate, which I don't really want to play it until combat. So if Worthy Knight attacks... See, I should have got the Reduced to Memory so that I could have killed the Worthy Knight and turned it into a token. But we might just get the kill here. Yeah, they have no mana up, so we can Infuriate our token. And our token survives, too. That's kind of nice. We won't be able to double spell here. That sucks. And they can double block Clarion, which would be bad. Let's just hit him for 1, get an Inkling, and go from here. Hopefully we can get some spells. Yeah, I need to hold out and draw 2 spells in order to keep getting, or a Defiant Strike or Crash Through, because I can draw cards and draw another spell. Those will all work. Can't block that. This is what I was I not just saying that at the beginning? Was it this freaking game? Like, did I use an, no, I didn't get an Environmental Sun. It says, like, what the hell is this? I flood, or I get, like, I didn't even play a land. I'm so mad. at Arena right now. Like, this is totally unfair. Game after game, stop doing this. I can't tell you guys, you haven't seen it. Like, I'm not including them all in this video, but holy cow, how many games has it been consistent with the lands? Either, like, I don't get them early game, or get them, or I just get flooded with them right from the start. It's like, it's 16 lands and 4 modal double faces. Like, come on, Wizards. Come on. You can't keep doing this. They have some kind of trick, I can tell. I gotta try to get the kill on the Inspired Veteran. Freaking... Do I even want to see the next land that comes up? 100% guaranteed. Okay. Not like it makes a difference. Like, it didn't matter what spell it was. I just wanted to see if it was yet another land. That is disgusting, Wizards. Come on. Okay, so there you go. That was the deck. I don't have, when I was looking through this thing here, the stats, I don't have the original stats of the deck I was talking about. This is only play. I know there was another deck and it just doesn't appear in my list. And I had a huge winning streak right off the bat. So when I adjusted those Spikefield Hazards like I told you, I must have created this deck as a separate to test it separately. And yeah, we ended up, 37 win rate. But we hit 50 a couple times here. Back and forth, 2 losses in the end kept us down here. I think, yeah, these are the 3 wins that you see there. I wish I could have showed you that. Like, it was a huge winning streak of like 6-7 games. And I'm actually mad at myself that I deleted that deck and I can't show you the assistant stats for it. But yeah, it had a huge out-the-gate winning streak, and then I don't know what the heck happened with this program. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it sometimes, how it can go so good for so long and then go so incredibly bad for so long, right? Like, what the heck? You can't do this, have this many problems, this many games in a row. Like, when is it ever going to actually be randomized? But anyways, I digress. It was a rough day for just trying to get some good recordings to show you guys, but especially with this red-white stuff, I know it's a janky deck, but it was in the play queue the whole time. Like what the heck? Why was every game, or not every game, but as you saw in the stats, there's so many of them were so bad. But anyways, that's my deck. I hope you have a better Canada Day than I did doing this, even though I didn't actually record it on Canada Day. But yeah, happy 1st of July to all the Canadians out there. I know my audience isn't huge in Canada, but let me know what you think of this deck. Throw it out, keep working on it, make adjustments. What adjustments do you think I should make? As always, I love the comments. The comments always do support the channel. Support it with a thumbs up if you like the video. Support it with a subscription if you haven't already. And other than that, I will see you guys in a few days at my next video. Cheers.